What's up, everybody? As you probably know by now, the Season 3 update brought a huge change to the sniper meta within Warzone. I was supposed to upload this video either Saturday or yesterday, but life happened, and so it became my Monday video, but that's okay. I went ahead and I looked at all of the statistics for the heavy snipers on True Game Data, as well as all the light snipers and marksman rifles on True Game Data as well. The heavy snipers are going to be your possible meta snipers now that they're the only ones that one-shot headshot. But, you know, if you still want to use the light snipers on, like, Rebirth or play really aggressively with them, where they still one-shot headshot within a certain damage range, I went ahead and looked at those on True Game Data as well and ranked them out. So we can go ahead and look at the spreadsheet I created, which I will have linked down below. I'm going to go over my process, show you that spreadsheet, and then I'll jump back over to Warzone, and I will give you the loadout for what ends up being the best heavy sniper, as well as probably the best light sniper, even though you will already be able to figure out the loadouts. But let's go ahead and jump over to True Game Data and the spreadsheet, and we'll look at some numbers, talk about what I did. Okay, so first thing I did was I actually loaded in all of the snipers that would fit on one. You can do 10 at a time. So I put all these snipers at 3-line, the AX50, the Granko, HDR, Vanguard car, the Tundra, the Pellington, the Swiss, the Type 99, and the ZRG onto a table. I went through all of the stats here, picked out what I thought the important ones were, wrote them down for all the base. These aren't the base, these are with the attachments. Wrote down, put in my spreadsheet the important base statistics. Then I went back through, I created what would essentially be the meta loadout. I didn't want to do it for every possible loadout, whereas like the car from Modern Warfare, there's a couple different loadouts people run, and it's kind of that way with Vanguard. But whatever the meta build for these snipers were, then I went back through, grabbed the same statistics, and then I compared the meta statistics. I went and got the base ones because I wanted to have everything on my spreadsheet. And then I had to do it again, and this is going to reload for me for some reason. I did it for the SPR in the car as well, which is all this tab was going to show. I don't know where my data went for that, but that's okay. Not too important. You can see I did it here. I don't know why it's not coming up now, but not too big of a deal. There we go. There was my summary table. And it went ahead and I did the same thing. So then that led me to this spreadsheet that I created. You can see here I have base one-shot headshot range. For all the heavy snipers, it didn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and make this black while I'm in here because I like that better. I went ahead and did it for the heavy snipers and then separate out the light snipers with the HDR, AX50, ZRG, the 3-line, and the Granko. These are the 5 one-shot headshot at any range snipers. And then these are the 7 light snipers and marksman rifles that will one-shot headshot within their range. So then I went ahead and I built out this spreadsheet to put the base one-shot headshot, bullet velocity, ADS, movement speed, and rate of fire. As well as then I went and built out the builds on True Game Data, did the meta one-shot, meta bullet velocity, meta ADS, meta movement speed, and meta rate of fire. For the Granko, there was no attachments on True Game Data, so I went on sim.gg and I just grabbed their statistics. I looked at the percentage change for when I added attachments, and I just multiplied it into the numbers from True Game Data's base numbers. All I'm going to say is it doesn't really matter. It comes out to the worst. If you've ever played with the Granko, you know it's the worst. So it doesn't really matter if they're too precise. So then we can just look at a few things. I'm not going to go over these specific numbers. I'll have the spreadsheet linked down below if you want to check them out. Check it out for yourself. Check out all these numbers. That'll be linked down below as well as True Game Data, and I'll throw sim.gg in the description as well. But if you look, the ZRG pretty much is one in it's one in a couple categories, two in another. It's got the best bullet velocity in its meta build, the best ADS of the heavy snipers in its meta build, and the ADS really isn't close. If you look at the ADS for the ZRG in the meta, the AX50 is close, but then outside of that, you get to the HDR, which is way slower, and you get to the 3-line rifle and the Granko, which are way, way slower. So it ends up winning that ADS battle, and then bullet velocity is second. I think, yeah, I have bullet velocity as first. Should actually be second. It's only second by a little bit. That'll slightly change the rank, but it won't change its overall ranking. I hate to have to correct the video, but I had to, so it is what it is. And so now we look at the overall rankings, and you get that the ZRG is the best overall heavy sniper. It's got the second best bullet velocity, the best ADS, the second best movement speed. When you look at the meta movement speed, I mean, we're talking 0.04 meters a second. Really not even a noticeable difference, while blowing away the 3-line rifle in bullet velocity as well as ADS speed. And then rate of fire is second overall. The Granco's number 1. The Granco's an outlier. The Granco's 151 rounds per minute. The next closest is the SPR with 47 rounds per minute. So it's 104 rounds per minute faster than the SPR because it's a semi-auto rifle. So that ends up being, the ZRG ends up being the overall number 1 ranked heavy sniper when you average all of the ranks across the 4 categories that apply. There's no max headshot rank to have. They would all just be 1, and it would just end up being wonky. So then I went to light snipers. If you still want to use them within Rebirth, you can. It's just, if you're on bio, you can't hit the far side of chem with a headshot and one-shot down them. So rate of fire is a little bit more important here. If you look at the overall rankings, we actually see the Pellington comes out number 1. It doesn't rank number 1 in anything, but it also doesn't rank past 4 out of 7, and then it just ends up averaging out to the best. These light snipers are all actually pretty close. The spread is only from 3 to 4.6, with the outlier being the Type 99 at overall rank 6. So you only get a 1.6 total spread. You get a 2 total spread across all 5 snipers in the heavy. So it ends up being a lot closer with the light snipers, but they're not really going to be as meta. It's just if you want to use them, the Pellington is now the best. It has the second closest one-shot headshot range in its meta build, only losing out by 1.1 meters. Not a huge deal. SPR comes in third, only another 0.3 meters behind, tied with the Type 99, but the Type 99 loses out in so many other ways. And then it ends up having the best, or the 4th best overall bullet velocity, which is a huge factor to me, which is why I'd probably lean towards the SPR over it because of bullet velocity. And then, like we saw, they're only 0.3 different. They're only 0.3 different in headshot, in one-shot headshot range. So it ends up being pretty similar, and I just like the way the SPR feels. But the Pellington does rank out to be the best. If you look at the Pellington SPR and then the 2 cars, they're all within 3 to 3.4 average rank. So they're all pretty similar, and it really ends up becoming a feel thing at that point. So really, the ZRG ends up really being the best overall sniping option. And if you want to use a light sniper and play really aggressive, it's probably the Pellington, the car, or the Swiss. I don't really like the Vanguard car. It feels like it's got a lot more flinch and more sway than the Modern Warfare car. The one thing that might change these rankings a little bit, even though I don't think it actually changes it, is I put on the Sport Comb stock instead of the Precision stock, which is what I actually run on my car, which gives it the stabilization. And then when it comes down to a feel thing, that might push the car into still being number 1 because its damage range is still the furthest headshot damage range, one-shot headshot damage range. It just kind of loses out in some other categories. Anyways, best heavy sniper ZRG, best light sniper Pellington. I'm going to go ahead and build each of those out for you, show you the attachments if you want to try running either one. But they're pretty much the exact same build, kind of how Modern Warfare and Cold War weapons follow like the exact same formula for each other within their own games. So let's jump over to Warzone, and I'll give you those loadouts. Okay, and here we are on the ZRG. It's going to be the Wrap Suppressor. Gives you bullet velocity, best bullet velocity and effective damage range. Combat Recon gives you the best overall bullet velocity. There's a couple different ways you could do this. I like the Bruiser Grip. Gives you movement speed and aiming stability. If you're going to run the underbarrel, it's the Bruiser Grip. And then laser, you run the 5 milliwatt laser. It's essentially your tac laser for snipers. You get ADS speed and aiming stability. And then this is where you kind of lose out on the ZRG, is you have to use a mag round. The AX50, you don't have to, but the AX50 had on that spreadsheet the 3rd or 4th worst bullet velocity, including the light snipers. AX50 is really not it. So you have to use you have to use the 5 round here, and then the optic you leave rear, and then rear grip is where I would normally go with a Cold War sniper. But because you have to use that 5 round mag, because it only has a 3 round mag, you lose the rear grip. If you are okay with 3, especially if you're playing like solos and it's really not as big of a deal, go with the airborne elastic wrap. Gives you the fastest ADS time. Or go with the SRS jungle grip. You also, if you don't want to prioritize ADS time because it's kind of slow anyways, you could go Raider Pad just for ADS and aim walking move speed, or combat stock. But I would probably stick with Airborne Elastic Wrap if you want to go to 3-round. So let's throw the Pellington in this class. Ignore the old class name. And we'll show you the Pellington loadout, even though it's just about the exact same. So we're going to go here. We're going to go Wrap Suppressor, Combat Recon Barrel, Bruiser Grip, Laser, 5 milliwatt laser, and then Rear Grip Airborne Elastic Wrap. And that's really, in my opinion, the best Pellington loadout. You could also do Raider or SAS combat stock if you'd like. And then you could also go to the 7-round magazine. Doesn't hurt your ADS at all. So you could also run this as well. And we'll go ahead and we'll throw in a couple other loadouts just in case you want to try some other ones. But those are the two, heavy or light, that I would run. HDR, we should know by now. Same as it's always been forever. Monolithic Suppressor, HDR Pro Barrel. Don't run an optic. I'm going to go Stalker Scout for ADS speed. And then probably you want to go Focus. Oh, no, sorry. You want to actually go Tac Laser. You want to go Tac Laser and probably Focus. You could switch up to a 7-round mag. Does hurt your ADS speed and move speed. Don't want to switch the optic, and the only under barrel is a bipod. And the HDR is rare, where you can have an open, perk slot, really. So you either go with Focus or Sleight of Hand. And then the AX50 does have the second fastest ADS of the really usable snipers. See, I don't really like it. It's only level 36, but we'll quick run through that loadout as well. Monolithic Suppressor. Go with the 32-inch barrel. Tac Laser. No optic. Whoops. No optic. It's going to go no mag because it comes with 5. Then I can go stock Assassin. And then I either go with stippled grip, granulated grip tape here for either aiming stability or ADS speed. Both are good. Granulated's really good because it likes to move a little bit. But once again, you could also go with sleight of hand, or FMJ's decent, or Focus. But I go sleight of hand or Focus. Really, though, I would probably run stippled here. This is how I like to run the AX50. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I do have the most bullet velocity, and that's really the biggest deal. And then I just went ADS speed. And then we know the Modern Warfare car, but I'm going to run through that one as well, just to give you 3 heavy options and 2 light options. I'll just go ahead and run my old save blueprint because it's the same that I always run. Monolithic Suppressor, Vanguard 27.6-inch, Tac Laser, Sniper Scope, and then either go Precision Comb or Sport Comb. And those are really your sniper options in Warzone. Like I said, I wouldn't really recommend the light snipers anymore, unfortunately. I love the car. I love the SPR. They were a lot of fun. The Pellington was fun. I didn't really like the Swiss, but the Swiss was kind of fun. I love the ZRG. The ZRG's been a blast. I don't like the X50. I don't like the HGR. Don't like any. And then the 3-line, I just not a fan of the way the Vanguard ones feel, and the Gorenko is just the worst sniper of anyone on that list. But that all being said, like I said, I will have I'll have the patch notes linked down below if you want to just see what the patch notes said. I will have True Game Data linked down below, as well as sim.gg. Go ahead and check all those out for yourself. But thank you for watching. I appreciate any watch time. I appreciate any interaction, so please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Let me know down below what you think of the sniper changes. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you love them? What are your feelings about them? What sniper are you running now, or did you have given up sniping completely? Let me know down below. Like I said, I'll have all those websites linked down below, as well as the spreadsheet I created, and as usual, my social media. So please feel free to check those out. But I will see you on Rebirth Island, and I will see you on Caldera. Hopefully not your glint, though. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.